Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Kirk and Gora from PickDawgz, and thank you for joining us here for your free picks for Sunday, May 26th. Guys, officially, as far as the national leagues go, this is the last day of the season. We are finishing off LaLiga and Serie A, but next week we have the Conference League finale and the Champions League finale on Saturday. And in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be kicking off with that Euro Cup. And a week after that, we have Copa America. So it's going to be an entertaining June and half of July. And you will be getting a bunch of free picks from that as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the summer. I mean, we got not too much this weekend besides the cups, but some important games. Then we got Conference League, Champions League, and then before you know it, it's already the Euros and Copa America. So not a lot of downtime this summer, which is good for us soccer fans. So we'll be here all summer with you guys.
Exactly. Every other year we get a year like that we have some national team tournament throughout the summer, and this is one of those years. On top of that, the Olympics are this year as well, so should be another fun month for sports enthusiasts. I would say the athletics and stuff like that. Whatever is happening, so. The summer is going to be filled with sports, Kirk. But before we get onto that, we have a few free picks here for Sunday. Uh, we are going to kick it off with Getafe and Mallorca in Spanish La Liga. That's another game that doesn't mean much to anyone. Both teams will be staying in the league. Getafe a little bit higher up than Mallorca, but ultimately staying in the league, it's all that matters to these two teams.
Yep. Yeah, Getafe has actually been really bad lately, and they haven't scored in their last 4 games, but against a team like Mallorca, I do like them to score. Mallorca's actually scored in their last 3 games, and both teams want to put on a good performance in their last game of the season, and especially Getafe here after they haven't scored in 4 games. I like both teams to score in this one at -112. You got me beat on the price so little here.
We are actually very, very close on the price, but the pick is exactly the same. We have the same train of thought here, Kirk. It's a game, like I said, doesn't mean much to anyone. Defensively, both teams are one big pile of mess, and that's because I think we're gonna see at least a couple of goals here, one on each side. So both teams to score for me as well in this one. For our next pick, we have Celta Vigo hosting Valencia. Two teams of, I would say, a fairly similar quality. Celta Vigo staying in the league once again. There wasn't as much pressure on them as it was last season. While Valencia got very, very close to that Conference League spot, but ultimately they fell short.
Yeah, Valencia's been pretty bad right now, to be honest. They've lost 4 of their last 5, drawing the other one in a 0-0 draw. They haven't been scoring a lot here in this one. Celta Vigo's won 3 of their last 4 games, but I'm going this a little differently. I like Iago Aspas to score at any time at +110. He's actually created the most big chances in La Liga this season, so I like him to get on the score sheet in the last game this season here.
Yeah, Celta Vigo at home definitely is a very, very good team. I think that them hiring Rafa Benitez was definitely probably the key choice this season, and that's actually what kept them in the league. And with this being the last game of the season, a game that doesn't mean anything to anyone, I'm gonna go with goals. We are getting the over 2.5 at -110. I think that's an excellent price. Both teams will try to have, well, it's always hard to say the teams will have fun when you are talking about the professional sport, but I think this is going to be that type of a game. Celta Vigo will try to play for themselves and for their fans, get some great attacking football out there, and score a few goals against Valencia. So I'm going with over 2.5 at -110. Las Palmas and Alaves, another game, Kirk, where we don't have any skin in the game. Neither team needs anything. Both teams stay in the league. It's been a decent season for both of them, and I honestly don't know what to think about this game now.
Yeah, I've just been looking at the stats, and both these teams, they don't score a lot. 35 goals scored for Alaves, 32 for Las Palmas this year. Their last 3 games have been 0-0, 1-0, 1-1. I'm backing under 2.5 at -124. It's pretty simple here. Both these teams don't have enough attacking power to really put in goals, and this game should be low scoring, in my opinion.
Yeah, you are going with under 2.5. I'm gonna take over 2.5 at plus money rather than that. I mean, I honestly don't have any opinion on this game. Simply going with the over 2.5 just because it's the last game of the season, just because neither team needs anything out of it. We might see some, I don't know, maybe shuffled lineups a little bit. Some players that haven't been playing a lot this season, maybe some youngsters in the starting 11, and because of that, that's basically the only reason why I'm taking the over 2.5. But feel free to skip this game, guys, or any other game for that matter. If you don't feel it, I think that there are better games on the slate to bet on Saturday, and this definitely is not one of the games that we should be gambling our money on. But if you do, I like the over 2.5. Kirk is going with the under 2.5. We'll see how that one will go. The last pick in La Liga, Kirk, is between Sevilla and Barcelona. Pretty big derby for the final day. Sevilla, they got above the relegation zone. They're safe despite having a horrible season. Barcelona ending up in second place. And they still decided to fire Xavi after his statements over the last week and a half. And they actually signed Hansi Flick as their next head coach.
Yeah, I love Hansi. I think he's a really good coach. I was definitely surprised by firing Xavi, but it's a tough industry, as you can see. Um, but yeah, back to Barca Sevilla. Sevilla, I was really high on going into the year. I thought they found their form to the end of the year, and then they lost three straight. I just can't back Sevilla in this one. Barca's won three in a row. They're only -135. Give me Barca at -135 here.
I even have them at -120, which is definitely something you should take advantage of. If you can get a price like that on Barcelona on the money line against Sevilla, who lost three straight games, definitely go with it. I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna take Barcelona to win and both teams to score at +132. I think Sevilla at home is a solid team. I think they can get to the scoreboard in this one. But even if they don't, I will not be sorry to lose money in this game as I am a Barcelona fan. So seeing a clean sheet is definitely the high point of the day for me when Barcelona is playing. Off to the Italian Serie A, Kirk, where you have a few games to talk about. Atalanta and Torino being the first one. Atalanta, we know what they did to Leverkusen. They have won the Europa League, their first European trophy in their history. And I gotta admit, they were brilliant. They definitely deserved that trophy.
Yeah, they deserved it. I mean, there's Leverkusen could have lost that one 5-0, to be honest, if I don't know. Anyways, Atalanta here, they come in off that championship and they're plus 250. I mean, I'd be dumb to ignore this, to be completely honest with you. I have to take them here at plus 250 after how they looked. I think they have all the momentum. I think they keep it and they want to win their last game of the season. They don't want to lose the Italian Cup, win Europa League, and then lose to Torino in the last game of the season. So I'm backing Atalanta at plus 250.
So an interesting thing happened in Serie A now, Kirk. Last week they had five representatives for the Champions League. Now they have six since Atalanta has won the Europa League. They've gained that automatic spot in the Champions League. So overall, Inter, Milan, Bologna, Juventus, Atalanta, and most likely Roma will be the teams going to the Champions League from Italy next season. Now back to this game. Torino is right now in that Conference League spot, but they are only 1 point away from Napoli, and they definitely need a win here, or at least a draw, and then hope that Napoli will gamble another game away from them. But I'm kind of skeptical here. I think that Atalanta is still a bit starstruck right now. I think that they will be a bit tired. It was a hard game, nonetheless. And because of that, I'm gonna go with the draw at plus 260 in this one. I could see it going either way if I'm being honest, but at plus 260, I think I will settle with the draw here and potentially 1-1 draw. That's what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, I think the double chance in this one for Atalanta draw is also a really good play.
Yeah. Now, Napoli and Lecce, Kirk, the game we mentioned, as we can see, Napoli is a pretty heavy favorite at home against Lecce. However, Napoli hasn't won any of their last 5 games. Do we think they can get a win against Lecce?
They need a win, as you said, and they should be able to get back on track here. They've conceded in their last 5 games. We kind of have similar picks in this one. I think we both like Napoli in this one. I do like Lecce to score, but I'm going to back Napoli and both teams to score at plus 165. As we said, Napoli need a win. They've conceded in their last 5 games, but they should walk away with a win here. At plus 165, this is great value.
Yeah, it's very hard to rely on Napoli keeping a clean sheet right now when they're playing so badly. On top of that, let's be honest, they will probably lose 2 or 3 players at the end of the season who will go to bigger clubs. Osimhen is probably gone. Kvaratskhelia. Uh, I'm assuming if the offer comes, he will be gone as well. They have a few more good players. We'll see who's going to stay and who's going to leave. But I will rely on Napoli to get a win and over 2.5 goals in this one at minus 108. I I would be surprised to see them keeping a clean sheet. And I definitely like your pick a lot. I will put some money on it as well. I'm just going with maybe a bit safer pick here, Napoli to win it over 2.5. But then again, you have to count on Napoli to score 3 goals on their own if
Yeah.
they keep a clean sheet. So Kirk, Empoli and Roma. Roma is 3 points above Lazio, but the first tiebreaker is Serie A is head to head. And Roma has beaten Lazio once, and one game ended in a draw. So even if they end up losing this game, they will be going to the Champions League because they will stay above Lazio in the standings.
Yeah, no, Roma. The Italian league is really hard for me right now, just because a lot of good teams are at such plus money. I just my eyes just go crazy when I see this. Like Atalanta plus 250, Roma plus 270. Roma is the better team here. They don't have much to play for, but it is the last game of the season. You always want to end the season at a high note. At plus 270, I have to take Roma here at plus 270. It's that simple for me.
I mean, Empoli has a lot to play for. They are 1 point away from safety. Udinese is above them with 34 points. Empoli has 33, and Frosinone has 35, and Cagliari has 36. So one of those 4 teams will be ending up in the relegation zone. The fact is, of all the teams, Empoli has probably the hardest opponent here for the last day of the season, and that is Roma. Like you said, plus 270 on Roma. Even if you end up losing this pick, just from the value standpoint, you have to go for it. They are the better team here. They have more quality. They have more depth. They like overall simply the better team. And I know they have nothing left to play for, but I think that Roma will go for the win. I have them on the double chance at minus 114. That's an outstanding price that we also have to take advantage of, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Frosinone and Udinese is the next one, Kirk. 2 teams that are direct competitors to stay in the league. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams playing for the draw here.
Yeah, I mean, as we just mentioned in the last game, Empoli's playing Roma. They need all 3 points out of that one. So I think, I mean, a lot of teams in the last game, they all play at the same time. Their coaches will be like, oh, Roma just scored or something. And then the teams kind of sit back here. I don't expect this being a very offensive game. I think a draw will get both teams into to stay in Serie A for next year. So I'm going under 2.5 here at minus 116.
Yeah, the draw will potentially not be enough for Udinese, but it probably will be enough for Frosinone. And I think that's going to be their game plan here. Focus on the defense rather than the offense. Just wait for that opportunity on the counterattacks if you can get it. If not, nil-nil will be the perfect result for Frosinone here. But at some point, Udinese will have to attack here. They will have to get to the scoreboard. I'm just not sure they can because they have been so inconsistent throughout the entire season. They are coming off of a loss, if I'm not mistaken, and they could have secured their Serie A status last week, but they failed. And because of that, I'm going to take a chance at the draw here. It's plus 220. I do expect a low scoring game, so under 2.5 is definitely one of the better picks for this game. Verona and Inter is the next matchup. A game that doesn't mean anything to anyone. Inter won the title. They are by far the best team in the league. Verona above the relegation zone, and they will be staying in Serie A for at least another season.
Yep. Inter is the better team here, as you said. I'm going to keep this one simple. Last game of the year. Inter is just better here. I tried to find value in Inter money line. I didn't like it. I could see Inter winning this one by 2 or 3. And Verona is just not good enough to keep up with an Inter lineup that I expect to be consisting of mainly their starters. I like Inter at -1.5 at +154 in this one.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Inter in this one. A bit of a different pick. I'm taking Inter to win and over 2.5 goals at -107. Like you said, it is the last game of the season. They will try to get a win. So will Verona. If Verona gets on the scoreboard, that's gonna make our pick hit a lot easier. Well, at least my pick hit a lot easier. But honestly, 3-1 win for Inter, possibly even 4-1 win. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, and I think it's actually very likely. So I have Inter to win and over 2.5 goals. Kirk has Inter -1.5. Let's hit that and let's get some money. The last pick of the day is Serie A, Kirk, between Lazio and Sassuolo. Unfortunately for Sassuolo, they are getting relegated, while Lazio will be ending the season probably in that seventh place and the Europa League spot.
Yeah, this one's simple for me. Lazio Sassuolo has gone under 3.5 since 2019. There's not been a game between these two teams that has gone 4 or more goals since 2019, and the over/under in this game is 3.5. The under 3.5 is at -154. It's not great value, but with how history suggests it, it is great value. So go with under 3.5 at -154 in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it very simple. Lazio at home against the Sassuolo team, whose morale is probably very, very low right now. They are getting relegated after I don't know how many seasons in Serie A, and they actually had quite a decent chance to stay in the league. They just weren't good enough, and because of that, I'm taking Lazio to win it over 2.5 at -128. You have under 3.5, so maybe 2-1, 3-0 win for Lazio. That would be perfect for both of us.
Yep.
And now again, guys, we are up to the parlay. Each of us has one, of course. Why don't you give us your parlay, Kirk? It is a two-legger. It is a big
2 legs plus 11.21.
one.
The two Italian teams that are just priced so high that are really good teams: Atalanta money line, Roma money line. If you This will probably never be as high ever again, these two teams, unless they're either playing like Man City and Real Madrid. So take advantage of this while you can. $10 wins $110. So if you have some extra money to sprinkle on this, I'm doing it. Have fun with this one.
Definitely a very good idea to pair up these two. Maybe even add a third one if you have some favorite that's actually highly priced. Maybe throw Inter into the mix just to boost your price a little bit more.
Yep.
But this two leg parlay is definitely something worth taking. Like Kirk said, plus 1100, $10 will give you $110. So why not give it a go? I have a four-leg parlay actually. I will take Sevilla Barcelona over 2.5 goals. I will take Napoli on the money line. Lazio Sassuolo over 2.5 goals, and I will take Inter on the money line plus 386 for my four-leg parlay. There you have it, guys. These were the free picks for the final week of the season. If we exclude the Champions League and the Conference League finale. But we've had a lot of fun, guys, doing these videos for you. We won some, we lost some. Now let's make this last day. Let's make it rain, Kirk. Let's win some cash and let's have a great day.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to thank you again for letting me on the show, as I just joined Pick Dawgz about a month ago at this point. So happy to do this show with you, Goran, and really appreciate you letting me on, and fun to talk soccer.
It was definitely my pleasure, Kirk, and we are far from being done. Like we said, Copa America
Yeah.
and Euro Cup are just around the corner. So stay tuned for that, guys. Good luck with all of your bets. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you soon with more free picks.